to work on state management of class component. Then again we'll come back to the functional component in few days. This is the file of yesterday, class1.js. Inside we have written the class name as a my class one. Hope all are there. Come inside the class component. Functional component, if you remember, we used to write the return, and under the return we were enclosing the HTML tags. Here in class component, directly return will not work. Okay, because inside the class there will be multiple functions, and each function will be responsible for something. So whenever you implement the class component, inside the class component to print any output, using class component to print any output, anything if you want to print using class component, you have to use a predefined function that is called render. In class component, if you want to print anything using class component, if you want to print any output in the browser, you have to use the function called render. A render function is a predefined function. This comes from here. The render function come from this class called component. We have seen under the class oops, we have created the extent, we have inherited some class. Similar way, component is a predefined class. From the component class, it is going to call a function called render. And that is for what purpose? To print the output whichever you want to print. Without render function using class component, you can't print anything. Now under the render function, we have to write as a return and remaining as usual. Division class name equal to container empty45. We can follow the empty45. After that, follow a division. Class name equal to row. Inside that, follow a division. Follow a class name equal to all-lg-12 and text-center also. From below, write h3 state management. State management. State management. Save the file and come to the app.js file. Import this. Come under the app.js file, import this. Come under the app.js file, import this. Hello. Hello. Tell me, Nagesh. Next will be 2:30. Some people are attending from yesterday or day before yesterday. Next, when someone is coming, or how is it? Next, when they will come? Any plan for them? This Monday. But 2:30. 2:30. Okay. So next we have imported the class name is, what is the class name? My class one. Go to the app.js file. In app.js file, you have to import that. Import my class one from which folder? Class folder slash class one.js file. This way we can import my class one from class one.js file. Now coming down, we have written here called customer. Customer you are going to replace with class one. Path give as a class one. Here also write class one. Okay. Below you have not written the root exactly, so you can add one more line below and keep here. Path is class one that we have written just now here. Path is class one. Then load the my class one component. Load the my class one component. Sequence also. My class one. Please confirm the page is loading or not. So it should be like this. When we go here, class one click, it should say state management. State management. Okay, very good. So working for everyone. Next, after that, we have to understand how the state management works. So come to your file, class1.js file. Anyone whose page is not working? Yes, no, if you share, I will share the SRC folder. Then we can continue together. Working clear then. Now come to the your class1.js file. If you remember, inside the class, we have follow a life cycle method that is called constructor. Open that and close that. Constructor. Constructor open and close. Constructor open and close. Now what we are going to use of that constructor? In the constructor, mostly you define the variable, you assign the variable, you do something variable declaration most of the time. Variable declaration or variable assignment we do under the constructor. So inside the constructor now, you will use a predefined member variable that is called this dot state. This dot state. You will ask what is the this dot state? It is a member variable that is defined under this class, under the component class. Okay, this dot state equal to this dot state equal to this dot state equal to this flower bracket open close like is an array. How we create the array? Multi-dimensional array we create in the same way. Next, inside this, if I'll bring down, you will feel overload. Let come in the same line. So here, create a variable called something I colon 5. I colon 5. If you remember the array, what we do? We write key colon value. So I will become as a key and 5 become as a value. So I colon 5. So I is a key and 5 become as a value for that. Now come inside your HTML page and HTML block, follow the H1 somewhere. Inside that you print the counter is how to print the I. I is the part of a state. A state is a variable. Inside that you have I and state is the member variable of the class. So you will call this dot state dot I. Inside the state array, there is a key that is called I. You are trying to call that. Save now. You will find it should work well. Hmm. Okay. So this dot state dot I, what is print? Showing error. Oh. Reason is what? Whenever you extend the class inside the constructor before writing anything, you have to follow the super function. Super function will call the parent class constructor. Super function will call the let us check now. It should print the counter is 5. Okay. Saying the counter is 5. Clear? Okay. Go next now. Now requirement is state management. How it is going to happen is state management within the current page. You are going to change the state of your variable. State means the value of your variable. Now suppose I is holding 5. User interaction will happen somewhere. User will click somewhere. You will change the value of I. Again, user interaction will happen somewhere. You will change the value of I. Maybe you are going to add the new value. You are going to modify existing value. Maybe you are going to delete the value. Do anything under the array or variable or inside an object with the help of current file that come under the state management. Your page will not reload, but the value will get changed. Okay. That is going to handle by one function. The function name is called setState. Look at under the state, we have created the variable. Variable name is called I. I is not a normal variable, it's called a state variable. So people may ask you the question, how to create the variable inside the state using class component. You will say, I will use the class, inside I will follow the constructor, followed by super class, super function, and I will write inside the constructor this dot state equal to flower bracket. Inside I will keep the key colon value. So key is nothing but variable name and value is nothing but default value. So this dot state equal to variable name is nothing but how to create a variable and how to change the value of the variable with the help of setState. We have a function called setState. Okay, so let's come. Now you are going to create a button here, plus the value by 5 and minus the value by 5. Minus the value by 5 plus the value by 5. Okay, go ahead. Now first write a button. Button is created. Inside the button, you can call the Bootstrap class. We remember the class from the Bootstrap. Some people have not seen a steel bootstrap, so for him it will be new. Some people have understand already. So the class name for the button is btn. Class name for the button is btn. btn. And after that, which color button you want? Button red color, button green color, button blue color. We need to define that. Okay, so we can write here btn hyphen success and m hyphen 3. So green button will come with the 16 pixel of gap from all the side. Green button will come with the 16 pixel gap from all the side. Hope ready? Copy the same button class and apply for the second button. Danger. One will in the red color, another will be in the green color. Red and green. Now when you click on any of the button, the value of I should increase and decrease. So to click on any button, you have to call the function. Without function, it will not happen. So first go and write the function inside the state. Write a function inside the class, give the function name. You can give anything one. Fat arrow method. EPG alert. Okay. Okay. Now function one is written. Come down, go for the first button, on click. On click, C will be capital. On click equal to, you will call this dot function name. What is the function name? One. Just one you will write. You will not call the function symbol even. This dot one. This dot one. On click equal to this dot one. Button click, alert is coming. Now as the alert will come, that meaning your HTML button is linked with the function. So how to call the event? On click, in that C will be capital, equal to within the flower bracket this dot function name without function symbol. Okay. Next, inside this, inside the function one, we need to write the code to update the value of this I. So to create the variable inside the state, we follow this dot state. Now to change the value of the state, you will follow this dot set state. Go here. You will write this dot set state. This dot set state. Inside that, what is the variable name? I colon this dot state dot I plus 5. It's like A equal to A plus B. Instead of equal to, here we have followed the colon. Instead of equal to, we follow the colon. It should be I equal to this dot state of I plus 5. So instead of equal to, we follow the colon. Value got updated, increased by how much? 10. See, as you click, the value will keep updating smoothly. So question is here, on button click, we call the function one. Function one has changed the value of I, but the printing part, H1 you are printing, it is under the render function. It is under the render function. Are you calling the render anywhere? No. How it is getting reload? See, if I go to the browser, one click on this, if I click here, which function will call? Function one will call. Function on one will change the value of state, but this printing you are doing from the render. Render you have not called. How this is getting reflected here immediately? Render is calling indirectly. Look at here. Go under the render and keep a alert. You will come to know. Save it. As by default, alert will also come, and when we click on button, alert then also will come. Render is calling every time. Whenever you click on button, render will get called. Render will get called when? As soon as you update the value of state. See, render is not calling automatically. Render function is getting called automatically Once you change the value of which variable? State variable with the help of set state function. So inside the set state function we are calling here directly. We have not written it. So wherever the function is written set state function, inside the set state function, maybe this function is called render function. Then only once you call the set state, after that immediately the render is getting called, right? So you can say constructor, render, these both are the life cycle method of React.js, life cycle method. Then now we have three function total, function one, render, and then which one? Constructor. Let's go. So hope you understood. When you change any value under the state, when you change any value under the state variable with the help of set state function, your render function will call automatically. And once the render function will call automatically, whichever the variable you have modified, that variable changes will reflect in your browser automatically. Why? Because render is calling. Render is calling. Once the render will come, new value will print. Once the render will call, new value will print. Let me go here and understand first. See, render is called, value will get changed. Look like loading still. Render. See, I click here. Render came first. Render is not coming first. See, after updating the value, render is calling. But once the render will call, then only your output will get changed. Compare here. Alert is in the written in the beginning. First alert will come, then H1 will change. First alert has come, if you do okay, then H1 will get changed. See, I did okay. Now H1 will get changed. Again click function set state will come, it will change the value, render will call automatically. Render will call automatically, first alert will fire. If you say yes, then what will happen? That H1 will get execute. Okay, so I will be commenting now. Okay, now in this again compare. You have written one place render, another place you have written the constructor. Go under the constructor, write there also one alert from constructor. Save the file and check which one is calling first, constructor or render. First constructor, then render. That is the sequence. People ask in interview, what is the sequence of the life cycle method? We can say first will be constructor. After that, which one? Render. We have many more functions we are going to see. Okay, so let us look at here. First it says constructor and second from the render. Constructor will execute only one time, but render will execute whenever you change the value of state. Render will execute whenever you change the value of state. Look at here. Now I will remove this both the function, both alert from both the places. Clear? Go ahead next. So value is getting increased. Now write one more function. Function 2 to decrease the value of state. Function 2 -5 you can do. And function 2 again you call here on click. This dot function 2. First button click. The state will increase by 5. Second button click. The state will get decreased by 5. Okay. So this is called state management. You are changing the value of state, changing the variable value. Okay. Go ahead next. This file we can leave now. We can create another file. So how to create the variable inside the state? With the help of this dot state. How to update the value of a state variable? With the help of this dot state. Okay. Save it. We'll create next file, class2.js. You can take direct copy of this file, class2.js. We can take a copy of this file. Within the class folder, okay, remove both the functions. Next, change the my class to class name. You can change to my class 2. Below also change the my class to my class 2. State management is okay. The state management for single dimensional array. State management for single dimensional array. Remove both the buttons. This much let it be. Clear your code. Make ready clear. Okay, ready? Now we'll call this file class2.js file. Again, come there under the app.js file, file inside. Under the app.js file, we can call the class2. So hope ready this file. You need to link under the app2 saying is a class2. We can call here my class2. Class2, add one more link here. Class2, give also path here as a class2. Come down, add one more line. Class2, class2. Hope the click of the link, second page is loading. After clicking on the link, second page should load. Class2, error. src folder, app.js, I made a mistake. Oh, my file name is directly class2, digit 2. File name I given directly class2 as a digit. Class2. Okay, so page is loaded. After loading the page, come to your class2.js file. This dot state is okay. Inside the this dot state, they will write here a array variable. Now, example, you can write here call book list. Already we have book list. Now we have created already. You can write here call item list one array. Inside the item list array, you are going to keep the name of the items, mouse, keyboard, laptop, scanner, printer, pen drive. Okay, so these all are the items we stored in an array. We stored in an array. Come down below. Now, if you want to run the for loop, where is our variable? Variable is under the state. So if you want to reach till item list variable, you have to write this dot state dot item list. Then only we can reach till item list variable. Come inside the HTML part, create two block 6 and 6. First division, class equal to class name equal to call LG 6. Second variable again, call LG 6. Inside the second call LG6, you will print here H3 total items this dot state dot item list dot length. Save the file. Confirm once. Are we getting the length? Length is coming. Total items are 6. Go there. After H3, you will run a for loop. ng, not ng, map function we can use. So this dot state dot item list dot map. This dot state dot item list dot map. Name of the item and index of the item. Can split separate. Come inside. Return paragraph and keep their name. And don't forget to add the key property. Key equal to index. Save now. It will print all the list of the elements. List of the items are printed. Let's add the index also as a key position. Index as key. Clear? Index is also printing 0, 1, 2, 3. So we saw yes how to add the data and how to print the data. This is for single dimensional array. Now we are going to create a multi-dimensional array. 6, 6 combination we are given. So first you can give better as a 8 and second give as a 4. 8, 4 combination. Because inside the 8 we are going to display the data in table format. Okay. We're going to display the data in tabular format. Okay, come to the 8 now. Inside the 8, create a table. Inside the 8, create a table. You can follow inside a H3 again. Customers list. Create a table. With the class name table hyphen. This is the table only. T-head is required. TR is required. TH is required. Customer ID. Hello. हेलो बोलिए। हाँ डिटेल्स हमको मिला है, मैं आज शाम को बात करूंगा, व्हाट्सएप में आया था डिटेल्स। हाँ अभी अभी मैं इन बिटवीन हूँ कहीं। हाँ ठीक है, मैं 4 बजे फोन करता हूँ आपको। तो कोई गारंटी नहीं है ना, जिसको कॉल करोगे वो फ्री ही होगा। ठीक है 4 बजे मैं कॉल करता हूँ। 4 o'clock। लोग ऐसे बुर्बक की तरह बात करते हैं, किसी को कॉल करके बोलेंगे क्या डिस्कशन शुरू कर दिए। ओके, कस्टमर आईडी next th lamb next th number next th age. Okay, now t head is over, it will come under the t body. property table. Next, after that, we have to create a multi-dimensional array inside the same state, and we need to run the loop here. Okay, so what we will do for that? Go here. Hope T head is ready. T head is coming. Now under the T body, we need the data. So name, mobile, and age. For three type of input we need. We'll go to the state variable. Already we have a variable called item list. Item list array already we have. Item list already we have. So what we will do? Put the comma in the last. Put the comma in the last. And put the comma in the last. After that, put the comma, right? We are going to create one more array here. That is called user or maybe customer. Customer. Inside the customer, we need to fill the data. Inside the customer. Inside the customer. So now under the state, how many object you got? Two object. One is called item list, another one is called customer. Item list is a single dimensional array and customer is a multi-dimensional array. Okay, so let's come to the customer. Right there, called name, any name, then mobile. What we have? Name, mobile, and age. Name, mobile, some number, and age somewhere. Next, Ravi, Moti, Raju, Ganesh, Alex. Thirty, 40. Some number you can change, but make sure you are creating a proper array. Okay, come down. Array is ready. Total 4 5 users you have added. You need to run the loop now for this dot state dot customer. They have to run the loop now for the this dot state dot customer. This dot state dot customer. Okay, come down now. Under the T body, we'll have again power bracket, this dot state dot customer. This dot state dot customer dot map info comma index. Info is nothing but individual customer will come, individual customer details will come under the info. Return PR. Key equal to index again. TD will follow. Index plus 1. Next TD will be info dot name, because info is holding the individual customer details. Info dot name. Next TD will be info dot what is mobile. Next TD will be info dot age. Save the file. Check once. Yes, it is printing properly. So this data is coming from the state and printing inside the page. So you saw here how to create the variable under the state. It can be individual variable or can be a array or can be a multi-dimensional array. Anyone has error or no error? No error? Okay, let's go ahead then. So in this, we have got idea how to create the array inside the array of single dimensional and multi-dimensional. Now come create a file called class3.js. Create the next file called class3.js. And inside the class3.js, following should be ready. Class3.js, suppose 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, and 4 block. So what we will do? Call LG333 how many times? 4 times. After that, inside the first block, there will be inside the first block. Hold on. Coming. Nowadays, Notepad is also confused. Okay. So inside the first block, city list. Inside the first block, 5 to 10 city name. Inside the second block, five to 10 books name. Inside the second block, 5 to 10 company name. Inside the last block, inside the last block, what will be city state? Okay, items. Now inside the state, how many array you will create? 4 array. In this example, you saw we have created how many array? 2 array. Here you are going to create total 4 array. City, book, company, and items. City will hold 5 city name. Books will hold 5-10 books name. Company will hold 5 company names. Item will hold somewhere 5 company names. After that, once the page will load, in this each block, there should be list of elements using the paragraph with index 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do that and then let me know. That is a spot task. Hope you are going to do. You have to use the class component, use the status, use the state, create 4 variable. In 4 variable, store the four type of data and print inside the page. I will be waiting for your response. Once complete, you can let me know. Anyone going on? Yes. Anyone? Oh, 6 people replied. Very good. What is the status of yesterday tasks? 11 page. Going on anything?
Yes, sir.
Icon you got, how to integrate the icon? Icon. How to bring icon? Wait, I will guide you. Font some is simple. Wait, hold on. And give idea how to call the icon. Project, where are you? Installation is the next matter. Directly also you can call. Project. Okay, take this link. Take this link and add in your index.html file in public folder. In public folder, we have an index.html file. We can go there and we can add this link. Commented section, let me remove. Okay. Before title, you can stick this. It is called CDN of font awesome. CDN of font awesome. So how it will come? Search CDN of font awesome and directly put under the index.html file. After that, CDN, add under the index.html file. This link, how it will come? Can you search that? Search it or take this one. I sent in the URL in the chat. We can take this and you can easily inside the project, you can use the font awesome. Directly you can call the icons. Added the icons. Now after that, in this current file, that is your class 2, I will add and I'll show you how to call that. Somewhere you can call here I class equal to class name equal to fa hyphen desktop and fa hyphen 5x. fa desktop fa hyphen 5x. fa desktop fa hyphen 5x. So the icons should appear there. The icon is coming. Font awesome icon. The link I've sent in the chat. You can call in the index file, and after that it will work easily.